to Arts News. I'm Jimmy Ray here with you every Friday morning to talk about people, places, and things to do in the arts world of the Ozarks. This week we talked to the Film Foundry about some exciting news. Also a new book about life on the road and show business with Sid Pierce. Also, High Tide Theatrical brings the Laramie Project. That and more coming up. It's Arts News. Let's go. Support for Arts News today is provided by Dressler Peters Business Law Firm, committed to promoting music and the arts in the Ozarks by supporting local public radio, including KSMU's weekly arts newsletter, The Green Room. Information at DresslerPeters.com. And support is also provided by Pickwick Underground Framing, offering custom picture framing and installation. Open weekdays 10 to 5:30 and Saturdays by appointment at 611 South Pickwick Avenue. Information at PickwickUndergroundFraming.com. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. A special guest in studio today, local author Sid Pierce and his new book, Roadie, From the Tour Bus to the School Bus. Sid, welcome.
Good to be here.
Now, we first met down in Eureka Springs. You were running sound at the Folk Festival while we were playing down there, and that's where we met.
Well, actually, we met earlier. We met at Turkey Trot over a decade ago.
Oh, man. That's right. Jeez, Turkey Trot.
That's all right. It was a blur for me, too.
They don't let them do that anymore, do they? Where they
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Drop the chickens out of there, the turkeys out of the plane. Goodness gracious, that was the wildest thing I'd ever seen. Bluegrass music, I tell you, it'll take you places you've never been before. The Turkey Trot, so it's down in Arkansas somewhere, right?
Yellville, Arkansas.
Yeah, Yellville, that's right. Yeah, Yellville. For years and years and years, they dropped live turkeys out of airplanes, and they had a music festival, and people would run them around, and I guess the turkeys would meet their fate at the end, but...
Yeah. What's funny is my dad was the sheriff of Ozark County, and the mayor of Yellville called him one time and says, they're going to make us quit dropping turkeys. Would you drop some turkeys? And he was like, sure. So he put tape over his airplane numbers and dropped turkeys out. And he said there was another guy up there dropping turkeys, too, and it made the Associated Press.
Oh, my God.
His sister in L.A. was like, I just read about phantom pilots, heroes or outlaws, It's got to be you. And he goes, well, yeah, it was.
Only in the Ozarks, only in the Ozarks.
And then after that, WKRP in Cincinnati come out with an episode.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, show business is a weird deal, and you've been in show business for many, many decades. Give us an overview of what this From the Tour Bus to the School Bus really entails in there. Then we'll talk about the writing process and some of the stories within.
I kind of got started during the pandemic when we were shut down, sitting at the kitchen table. And so I just kind of started throwing memories out there.
Yeah.
And but it entails my early life playing in kind of a punk rock band, a southern rock band.
Where was this at?
Gainesville, Ozark County, Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't allow dancing down there. So, I become a promoter. and we had our own dances and built up a following, a grassroots following. And then I met the boys from Black Oak, Arkansas, who had a compound down on Bull Shoals, and they kind of introduced me to the big time and how you could be from the Ozarks. But I struggled, and the book talks about me kind of going from ditch to ditch. And but I finally got out of there and started running sound for a couple of bands up in Michigan.
Okay.
And we hit the road, traveled in a 63 Bluebird school bus.
Wow.
Did a show in Miami, and then the next one in Eugene, Oregon. And Trial by Fire. This was in the early 80s. Then I got hooked up with a sound company, and we did the Reverend Billy Graham Crusades, big time.
Yep.
And Ronnie Millsap and Barbara Mandrell, and they were at the peak of their career.
Boy, Barbara Mandrell.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Golly, she's just roasting red hot.
And some of the opening acts that we had for those acts was like Ricky Skaggs, and Steve Warner. Those were the guys that we really got close to because, you know how it is being an opening act,
Yep.
But then I came back to Springfield, tried to become a student here at MSU again, and then eventually went to work for John Gott at Dynamite Sound and Lighting and met Roy Clark and spent 20 years with Roy Clark.
Okay. Doing road work with him?
Doing road work, yeah.
Yeah.
The book chronicles some of our Eastern European, Soviet Union tours. We went to Central America. We stayed on the road,
Wow.
When I first met Roy, I was like, well, he's in his 50s. He's got to be slowing down.
Right.
Yeah, then we went out and did 300 days that year.
Wow. He's a monster that some folks, you hear the name and some folks just might write off as novelty, but the man was extremely talented.
Oh, and he played for Kings and Queens, and he was a boxer and a baseball player before. He had to make a decision: do I want to go into sports or do I want to go into music? And I'm thankful he went into music.
Yeah, no kidding. So what does it look like day to day when you're on the road with somebody like Roy Clark? I assume you're in the bus.
I started out in a black Econoline van with the monitor system, trying to follow the bus.
So you guys carried all your own production then?
When I started, we carried our own monitor system. We'd come into a blank stage, and we'd set up the monitor system. Everything was the same every night. That's what we were going for, But then we were jumping, 500-600 miles every night, getting in early in the morning, have breakfast, take a shower, go to sound check, do a sound check, play a show. Watch a movie, go to bed.
Yeah.
Do it again.
And what kind of venues are we talking about here? Theaters and stuff? Or
That was the one thing that I loved about my tenure with Roy because we played it all. One night we played on a tennis court in Southern California for a bunch of billionaires. There was only like 30 people there.
Yeah.
And the next night we're playing for 80,000 in some field out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was like I had friends that were with successful touring acts, but all they did was play basketball arenas. And I was so grateful that I didn't just have to play basketball arenas every night.
Right. Whenever you're out there and you're working sound and you're working, what's the premier sounding type venue? Because I've played and attended different concerts in different rooms, and they can be so different. What was the sweet spot for you guys when you were out there? What did you love to roll up to?
Well, the venue you just played down, the auditorium in Eureka Springs, is a sweet sounding room.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's a beautiful room. It's 100 years old, but it was designed with live performances in mind. I remember playing, I think it was in Dallas. We played the Symphony Hall with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, and Ross Perot had built that building. And
okay.
One of the first things they asked me, and when we advanced the show, was I got to set the reverb time for the room. And they, you could sit there. Today you can push it on an iPad, but back then, you could. They could actually change. It had a big structure up in the ceiling, looked like the USS Enterprise, and I could tell them what kind of decay rate that I wanted.
So what? It was a retractable or movable? Wow.
Yeah, it would move.
Man, things have come so far, haven't they?
But performing arts centers are probably my favorite. A soft cedar theater. Nothing is like playing outdoors, though.
That's true.
On a day where it's not raining or hot or cold or raining.
It's always
perfect.
a gamble, but once you do get that sweet, sweet day, man. Talking with Sid Pierce, author of a new book called Roadie, From the Tour Bus to the School Bus. and he's telling us a little bit about his stories on the road and stuff. But let's talk about the actual writing process. You said it started during COVID. You kind of sat down and started just writing down some memories. And it's weird when you start doing that, how, oh yeah, what about that one? Or you start talking with people and maybe something you did, totally left your mind. Here it comes seeping back in. Did you reach out to folks that you worked with from the past to help you with this book, or?
No.
Yeah, straight up a solo endeavor.
No, yeah, it was. I worked without a net, really.
Yeah.
What I did do is I'd accumulated about 30 years of calendars that I'd kept.
That probably helped jog your
And
memory.
that jogged my memory more than anything.
Yeah.
And I when I got finished writing, I looked at it and I said, well, this is way too much. So I cut about 4/5 of it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy moly. So, I'm looking at a, 200-pager here?
It's almost 400.
And you cut it that much?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
It was kind of like therapy.
Yeah, right. So did you have help in that process, the editing process or anything like that?
I did. I had friends that helped me out. Every time I read it, I'm like, oh, we missed that. Oh, we missed that.
It's just like when you're mixing a record or something.
Exactly.
Eventually, you just got to put it out there, man, and hear every word.
It's funny because there was a bluegrass band here years ago asked me, are we good enough to make a record? And I said, yeah, you're absolutely. And making a record will make you better. But get ready for this. You're going to make a record and you're going to be proud of it. And in about 6 months, you're going to hate it.
Never listen to it again. That's how
right.
it works. So tell me about the title here, From the Tour Bus to the School Bus. Did you spend some time driving?
Well, I drove a little bit early in my career, but then I got to where I didn't want to drive, and I had way too many other responsibilities to be up all night and, into the late hours driving. I needed my rest. So the driving was really brief.
Yeah.
But I put over 1 million miles on one bus.
Man.
It was, somebody'd say, how long you been here? And I'm like, well, 8 drummers, 4 bass players, 20 bus drivers, So I lived on that bus for over 1 million miles.
Wow.
But then I transitioned to become a school teacher about 2005 when I was 49 years old. I was still working with Roy when I went back to the MSU in West Plains taking online classes.
Yeah.
So, I'm doing my homework on the bus, backstage in the airports, hotel rooms, anywhere I could get an internet connection.
Yeah. So did you feel like you kind of saw the writing on the wall ahead of you going, look, I can't do this road thing forever, and you kind of needed to find a little crossroad here and kind of start moving in a new direction?
Well, I was living in Reed Spring.
Okay.
And I decided to move back to my hometown of Gainesville. And I was enrolling my daughter into 7th grade. And I'm seeing all these teachers and administrators that I grew up with. And I just made an offhand comment. I said, I always thought I'd like to be a teacher, maybe in another world. Gosh, a week later, I'm getting a call to substitute. And my schedule is to the point that I could substitute quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it.
Wow.
And so next thing you know, I'm like, I did kind of see the writing on the wall. I'd spent 20 years with Roy. When I was younger, everything was exciting. We're going to this new town, we're going to this new venue, get to meet all these people. And then it become, okay, we're going back to the same venues, we're seeing the same people. Can't believe it's already been a year. Hey, how's your kids? Then it turned into, how's your grandkids? And so I'm just like, okay, I think I'm ready for something different.
Yeah. And the music industry really took a big change. You've probably seen several changes, but once that online thing hit, a lot of different operations, and then, obviously post-COVID, things are changing too. So interesting that you have these chronicles from so many years on the road. Roadie, From the Tour Bus to the School Bus, from Sid Pierce, local author here. Where can folks find it? Is it online?
It's on, I have a website, sidpierce.net.
Okay.
You can find it there. Chase me down, I'll bring it to your house.
There you go.
I'll bring some cornbread and beans.
There you go. What did you take away after? Is this the only book you've ever written?
Yes.
What did you take away at the end of it? Is this some kind of thing where I could probably do that again, or it's kind of like making a record? You ain't ever looking back and you're not, are you proud of this and glad you did it, or is it something that's just really worn down on you?
It probably the latter more than anything, to be honest. People wanted it. My family wanted it. My friends wanted it. My social media friends wanted it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. And then
Right.
I didn't, it's self-published. So I had to find a printer. I had to do all the legwork. When you get it finished and get it printed, the work's only starting. You know, if all those aspiring writers out there, I want to say, go get an agent and go get a publisher. And because if you're doing it yourself, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and if it wasn't for my daughter wanting this for an heirloom, I wouldn't say it's a financial success at all.
A labor of love and something to leave behind, a legacy. I like that. What about shopping it around? Have you reached out? I mean, is that a whole nother process if you start going, hey, I've got this book, or do publishers want it before it's done? A lot of times, in show business, before you can start talking to booking agents and managers, they want you to do all the work, and all of a sudden you're established and they can jump on board. Have you reached out to anybody in publishing world, or is that a whole nother realm you didn't want to tap into?
Well, I haven't. I would be open to it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know really where to start.
Yeah.
Some of the vanity publishers were really interested, but they were wanting my credit card
Yeah,
number.
exactly. You got to be so careful nowadays, man. It's wild. Interesting. Talking with Sid Pierce, local author of a new book called Roadie, From the Tour Bus to the School Bus. You can pick it up on his website, which is sidpierce.net. And before we go, let's talk a little bit about show business from your perspective, because you were a cat who was working, sound, road management, tour management, stuff like that, living on the bus. What did you see with these performers? What did you see from an outside perspective? I mean, there's different levels to show business, right? I mean, you've got a guy like Roy, who's, he's the name on the marquee. I'm sure you've seen tons of sidemen, people coming and going, people with different types of issues, people who were great, people who were trouble. What does that look like, show business? What could it do to a person? What's the good and the bad that you saw?
Well, I remember one time we were on Roy's private jet flying home. Yeah, we could be home in an hour from just about anywhere in the country. Roy was reading a paper, and his road manager turned over and mentioned a new celebrity and says, boy, he's not handling his celebrity status very well. And I'll never forget, Roy looked over his reading glasses and goes, no one does.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. As many different kinds of people there's that many kind of struggles. But I will say this, in my observation, it's not the talent necessarily that gets to the top. It's the people with the wherewithal to never give up. It's that grit that just, I'm going to do this whether I'm playing to 50 million people or 2.
Yeah. And that they can handle the swings back and forth, somebody who's not going to let a rough night get to them and get under their skin and start getting into trouble.
And, we look back on it during the Branson boom in the late 80s and 90s. Everybody was like, well, these are the old has-beens, or these are the old legends. And then I get to looking at them, and I'm like, less than 10 years ago, they were entertainers of the year.
Right. Yeah, and the Branson boom's nothing to balk at. I've heard some numbers from certain people who were around back then going, man, that was some serious bread.
Well, for instance, at Roy's Theater, we couldn't even have friends or family come to the shows because we were sold out every night.
Man.
There was, we weren't going to take money off the table.
Sure.
We might find a place for them to
in the wings or
in
something.
In the wings, but yeah, it was 2 shows a day.
Yeah, 2 shows a day,
7
days a week. Yep, man, incredible. Yeah, Sid Pierce, thanks so much for stopping in. If folks want to check out this new book, it's called Roadie, From the Tour Bus to the School Bus, from Sid Pierce. You can go to his website, sidpierce.net, pick up a copy, hear more of these stories from the road, and hopefully we'll see you on down the road, my friend.
Straddle the center line, you'll never get in the ditch.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU.
This town ain't my home, said it's only for a while. That was 10 long years ago. Same bar, same crooked smile. Hope no longer holds us here, just my habits and the rent. And a stack of empty postcards that I never sent. I don't wanna die alone. Can't say it easier than that. If better days are just ahead, why am I always looking back? You told me when you walked away, you were running out of better days. Better days, better days. Better late than never. That coffee cup you gave me sits lonely on the shelf, stained and chipped and empty, like a picture of myself. Forgotten and forsaken, just like your old key. Sits hanging by the back door where you left it with me. I don't wanna die alone. Can't say it easier than that. If better days are just ahead, then why am I always looking back? You told me when you walked away, you were running out of better days. Better days, better days. Better late than never.
Welcome to Arts News. That was David J. Henson and his new single, Better Days, off a new EP coming out later this month. Better Days is an intimate mid-tempo roots ballad that finds the narrator staring down the quiet aftermath of love and time. Set in a town that was supposed to be temporary, the song unfolds through vivid everyday relics, a chipped coffee cup, a forgotten key, a stack of unsent postcards, each detail underscoring a decade of staying put while life moved on. At the center of the plain-spoken confession, the lyric, "I don't want to die alone," grounding the song in disarming honesty. The chorus wrestles with the pull of the past against the promise of what's ahead, ultimately landing on a hard-won refrain. Better days may not arrive on schedule, but they're still worth believing in. Sparse, reflective, and emotionally direct, Better Days is a portrait of hope that lingers even when it's late. Better Days by David J. Henson. It's streaming now, and we'll hear more from his upcoming EP later this month. I'm I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News here on KSMU. We have some friends from the High Tide Theatrical Company. Joining me today, the director of the upcoming Laramie Project production, Rachel Jameson, and actor Maceo Cortez. Welcome, friends.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jimmy.
And the High Tide Theater bringing the Laramie Project, never shying away from tough productions. That's what I love about you guys. Tell us a little bit about the Laramie Project, Rachel, and how it all came to be selecting this particular piece.
So the Laramie Project is about the brutal murder of Matthew Shepard in 1998. He was a college student. He happened to be gay and was killed because of it. It was a hate crime that was very high profile at the time. And soon after, some company members from Tectonic Theater Company came and interviewed over 200 people in the community to just get their take on what happened.
Okay, wow. Interesting. How do you land in the director's chair?
I had the privilege of teaching Grace Billingsley, the executive director, many years ago, and she remembered that I had directed the Laramie Project and thought of me, and I'm very grateful and excited to be back and working with High Tide for the first time. It's just a delight.
So you've done this production before, but it's your first time with High Tide.
Yes.
Interesting. I want to let folks know that the Laramie Project is running from March 6th through the 21st at the Light Room Lounge at Martha's Vineyard. That's located downtown, 215 West Olive Street. More information at hightidesgf.org. And one of the actors in the production, Maceo Cortez, is joining me here as well. Welcome, friend.
Thank you.
And when it comes to acting, have you done a lot of productions? Are you from around here? What's kind of your history when it comes to the craft?
Yeah, so I grew up here. I've performed in local productions since I was 8 years old. I've done like 40 productions in town.
Yeah.
But I moved to London and I got my degree there and then worked professionally. I did a big national tour over there, but then I decided to take a break from working professionally and came home and took another couple years off. So this is my first show actually acting in about 3 years.
Excited to be back at it?
Yes, I'm very excited, and I'm very excited that it's for this production and with this company.
What hits you about this production? Why did you want to be a part of it?
Well, like you said, High Tide is really trying their best to tell hard-hitting stories and important stories, and that's always been one of my biggest interests. That's really what I want to be doing. So I thought that this was a logical fit, and I also worked with Rachel growing up. She was a teacher of mine, and so when I saw she was directing, I just thought this has to be the one that I come back on, and I fell in love with the play too. It's just incredible.
Yeah. What's the cast look like? Is this something that has a large cast, or is it relatively broken down, Maceo?
I'd say it's in the middle. We have 10 people, but the fun thing about it is that, like Rachel said, the play is made up from over 200 interviews. So we all inhabit, 8 characters.
Wow.
I play, I don't know how many, a lot. I play a lot of characters.
Yeah. Interesting. What's it like to kind of have to shift so quickly, pivot from character to character like that?
Challenging, but exhilarating. And, especially because the roles are so different. Like, one of the characters I play is a really hyper, college-aged guy who's a bartender. And then also I'll be playing him, and then within seconds I'll be switching to, a middle-aged detective who's very focused on the case. And so that's really exciting as an actor to have that challenge, especially whenever the audience is watching you transform. You're doing it all on stage. The actors never, ever leave the stage. We're on stage the entire production.
Yeah. That's Maceo Cortez, one of the actors in the Laramie Project, upcoming production at the Light Room Lounge with the High Tide Theatrical Company. It's running March 6th through the 21st. It has mature themes and language, as you might expect. Running times 2 hours and 45 minutes, including 2 15-minute intermissions. So pretty long piece, isn't it, Rachel?
Yeah, and I actually think it's rated R. There's quite a bit of language and descriptive violence.
And a bit of a trigger warning, anti-LGBTQ plus hate crimes are involved and discussed and portrayed, violence, homophobia, and strong languages. So when it comes to these hard-hitting pieces like this, why doesn't High Tide shy away from it? Why do they feel like these stories need to be told in our community? Rachel?
Well, this play is actually something that is performed all over the United States. It's one of the most produced productions and has been for decades now. And yet it was chosen this year by High Tide because we are very divided right now in this country. And this shows how there are divisions in how people see hot button issues, and yet there's also a lot of common ground that we can all find each other in too. There's shades of gray, and there's also just understanding that can be found in this production.
Yeah, help people kind of take something away from it, from such a tragic event.
Exactly.
Art has a way of being able to do that.
Yeah.
No other ways can. Maceo, let's talk just a little bit about your history. You said you've been doing a lot of productions, been doing it since you were younger.
Yeah.
But how did you actually get bit by the theatrical bug? What was that first inkling to going, man, I want to be up there and doing that?
Kind of funny and actually kind of cute. I did everything my sister did. As a little kid, my sister was in marching band, and I would walk around the house marching, playing fake instruments. And so I always just wanted to be like my sister. And my sister started doing plays when I was 8, and I thought, I'm going to do that. And then from that point on, I fell in love with it, and I didn't really ever stop. That was from 8, and then I really clicked in at 13 after my voice changed, and I just was doing stuff at SLT. I would do like 4 or 5 shows at SLT every year. And then from that point on, my senior year, I was able to do Rocky Horror with the Springfield Contemporary Theater, and I did Shakespeare at the Columns twice. I got to play Romeo up in Branson with the Forte Theater. And yeah, I knew it was for me, and I knew it was what I was good at and what I loved doing.
Yeah. I play a lot of music, and there's a circular motion that happens there with the audience performing on stage. Is that something in theater as well? Are you pulling from the audience, or does it feel more like two separate entities?
Well, I definitely think it's always an interface with the audience, regardless of the show, but especially in this production. In this production, there is no fourth wall. We are delivering lines to you. So if you come see the show, I might make eye contact with you, and you might get a line from me. And so with this show, that's heightened even more. You absolutely have that interface with the audience, because the show is about sharing the story with them and sharing these real words.
Right. So very dialogue driven. Rachel, set wise, costume wise, stuff like that, does that all take a back seat to the script itself?
Yes, exactly. In fact, I had a really exciting aha moment from one of the actors. They all contribute so much brilliant work and ideas. And Ben, one of the actors in the show, said, the memorization and performing of these characters, these real people that we call characters, came alive for me when I realized that it's similar to Shakespeare, because you're memorizing monologues and inhabiting a person the way that they speak. He's absolutely right. Yeah, it was a really exciting creative moment.
Interesting. Talking with Rachel Jameson, the director of the upcoming production The Laramie Project at High Tide Theatrical. It's running March 6th to the 21st at the Light Room Lounge at Martha's Vineyard, 215 West Olive Street. Also have actor Maceo Cortez here joining me as well. When it comes to memorizing this much stuff, Maceo, what's it take? I know that just comes with the territory, but especially being multiple characters like this, is that a heavy lift that you really, really have to put a lot of time into, or your experience kind of lends itself to that?
So my experience does lend itself to it, so I do feel relatively confident with it, but this is one of the harder shows that I've ever had to memorize because of the nature of it. So for one, you really want it to be right, because these are real people's words. So you don't want to paraphrase, you really want to get it right. And it's challenging too, because you're constantly switching between roles and things go out of order. The whole piece is like a mosaic, so you're always switching around, and that's definitely a challenge, and it's an exciting challenge. So I really like doing it.
Yeah. What about the team that you're working with?
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
I love my team. I love my team, and I call us a team too. I love my team. There's 10 actors. I'm one of 10, and I love each and every single one of them so much.
Are these cats that you've known before, or this first time working with some of them?
First time with pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
I've worked with people on the creative project, like on the creative team before. So Rachel and our assistant director and stage manager Mallory, I've worked with her since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But pretty much all the actors, first time with
Yeah.
all of them, and I love them all.
Yeah. Does that become sort of a family, an instant family, when you get this deep into something?
Absolutely, and we're only getting closer. Just yesterday I was talking with one of the cast members, and I was saying how sad it was. I was counting down the days. I was like, oh no, we have this week, and then we only have 10 shows? I was like, I don't want to let go.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a major bummer to not get to see them every night. It's been major for my spirit, just getting to go every night with these artists and just spend some time with them, 3 hours a night at rehearsal. Mm-hmm. It's huge.
Yeah. Rachel, whenever you're doing a piece like this, it's very heavy, obviously. Does the sadness creep in? Does it affect you emotionally, or is it somewhat empowering to be able to present it like this? I mean, surrounding yourself with this material does it have a toll on you at all?
Yes, absolutely. I was the exact same age, well, about a month apart from Matthew Shepard. And so I remember when this happened very, very distinctly. And it still makes me choke up today. And so I do have to sort of remove myself from that emotional nature of it and just see it from the big picture director side of it, because otherwise, yeah, you can fall deep into the emotion of the project. A lot of our actors are finding that too, but we're taking careful steps to make sure everyone's emotionally protected and still able to capture the emotion for the audience.
Yeah. This is another chance to dive into community theater here in Springfield, folks. It's the Laramie Project. It's running March 6th through the 21st at the Lightroom Lounge at Martha's Vineyard, 215 West Olive Street. More information about this production and all of High Tide Theatrical's productions, events, how to get involved, how to donate, tickets, hightidesgf.org is the website. And before we go, Maceo, on a heavy topic here, what do you hope folks take away from it?
I just hope that they come and hear the story and take away whatever they can. I think it's going to be different for each individual person. The story is so broad, there are so many different voices and so many different perspectives. I think it's going to be a really unique and personal experience for each and every audience member.
Community theater is alive and well. It's the High Tide Theater and the Laramie Project, March 6th through the 21st. hightidesgf.org for information. Rachel, Maceo, thank you so much, and break a leg.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News. That was the Springfield Youth Symphony performing Festive Overture by Dmitri Shostakovich. And they are preparing for their trip to New York City and Carnegie Hall in late April. If you would like to support them, find out more information about the trip and about the Springfield Youth Symphony, you can find that information at springfieldyouthsymphonymo.org. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Welcome. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here, and film is alive and well in the Ozarks. Here to talk more about it from the Film Foundry, Ozarks Film Foundry. Ken Childers, welcome again, brother.
Hey there, Jimmy. Thanks for having me.
So some exciting stuff. We got some events going on. We got some developments economically happening, and the Film Foundry has a lot of great news coming up.
Yes, we do. The biggest thing that I want to share across the wide expanse is the fact that we have gone through 2 full years in the state of Missouri with the special tax incentives for production to come to the state of Missouri. There is a funnel of $8 million for film production and $8 million for episodic television, a total of $16 million, and almost 97% of it was used in 2025 to entice people to come shoot here.
Sounds like it's working to me.
Exactly, and that's even an increase over the year one last year. And of that amount of tax incentives that have been claimed, it generated over $40.7 million in film business.
Wow. That's nothing to balk at. And I know in our past conversations, this was the exact goal we were talking about.
That's right.
Working towards it. Now, you're going to be doing some important work up in the Capitol to try to help lawmakers see the impact economically of what's happening here within the film industry.
Correct. In addition to asking our legislators to continue seeing this as economic development good fortune, the other part is that the original one is supposed to sunset in 2029, and that's not good, because if you're going to come and invest in our state borders, we'd like to see longer down the road. So we are moving to have that extended to 2035.
Yeah.
So it'd be almost 9 years of investment.
Well, making movies is no quick thing. That you're not just coming out for a month or two and knocking something out. People need to know, the production companies that come here, they need to know that incentive's going to be there for years to come, or else they'll just look somewhere else.
Exactly. When you want to put a series together, and it's that 7, 8, 9, 10 episode arc, and wow, it did really well on this streaming platform. We sure would like to have season 2. It'd be good to know that the place where you shot it at was behind you and growing at the same time. You may bring your next project here at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. The Ozarks Film Foundry been doing a lot of great work, and some other developments for film in Southwest Missouri?
With the Southwest Missouri Film Office, last fall we were approved by SIMCOG, Southern Missouri Council of Governments. That's the one with green in the center, surrounded by 9 counties, north, south, east, and west of us, to be the governmental body that recognizes Southwest Missouri Film Office on behalf of the Association of Film Commissioners International, AFCI. You have to be supported by a governmental body because that makes it legit. Permitting, tax incentives, and so forth. All of that puts it there together, so our governmental people in those counties in this part of the state recognize, hey, there's good stuff coming to our doorstep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here talking with the future film commissioner.
Yes, that is the hope and the desire, but we have officially been accepted as a liaison. So if you have a film project literally that you want to shoot from anywhere around the world, you can start by contacting the Southwest Missouri Film Office.
Yeah. What's a good way that folks can reach out, find more about the Film Foundry, the Film Office? Give them some links so folks know to start getting engaged here.
It is swmfo.org. and that is where you jump off, and it takes you to places like the Missouri Film Office. You can find information there. Let's say that you want to find out eventually about becoming a registered apprentice. When you are a registered apprentice through like one of our classes that we give at the Ozarks Film Foundry, that and passing it gets you noticed where you can put your name as a hireable person on the Missouri Film Office list, and that gives an operation the tax credit incentive, for example.
Yeah.
So, but you got to be approved. So we have been a facility that is being approved or has been approved to have instructors teach those classes, and that's a difference maker. That helps the production budget. Boom.
People come into town too, and they're looking for a grip. They're looking for somebody.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
So,
exactly right. The
love
list
it.
is very extensive at the state, and we're very proud to be able to supply to that.
Film Foundry's doing a lot to get the community ready for this big movement coming up, and it just keeps growing month after month, year after year. You're all doing great work over there, but also some fun events.
Yeah, how could you not have fun events when it's based around movies and film and so forth? And there's this one big one coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to call it a red carpet event. Yeah. How's that? Wink, wink, nod, nod. And we at Ozarks Film Foundry and the Southwest Missouri Film Office are partnering up with our friends at the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, where we will have a red carpet event on Sunday, March 15th, beginning at 5 p.m., and it'll be held there in the backlot draft house at Alamo. And it's going to be lots and lots of fun with watching the show and seeing if your picks of winners can last until the end. If you're one who doesn't get eliminated and it goes down the line, you could be eligible for some prizes. Yes, but in the same time, there's always a bunch of movie nerds out there like myself, and we love to talk trivia. So we'll be doing trivia and games in between on the commercial breaks, if you will, and asking people questions where they can win cool prizes that fit in this mold.
That sounds fun.
Yep.
That's Sunday, March 15th, start at 5 p.m. It's free and open to the public.
Yes, just go to the, if you don't mind, Alamo's social page and RSVP. It kind of gives us an idea of how much space, what we're using. It is black tie encouraged.
Okay.
So if you didn't get invited out to the carpet out west, then let's have one here in the Midwest, if you will. And you can dress up for this event. Plus, there's going to be food specials. I believe they were talking about you ready? Marty's Supreme Pizza. Yeah, that's right. And then also a couple of other cocktails and mocktails that will be there that are also themed.
A chance to get out on a Sunday night, get dressed up, dust off the tuxedo,
Yes, exactly, and parade down the carpet. That's right.
Red carpet event at Alamo on Sunday, March 15th, starting at 5, free and open to the public. But it would be helpful to RSVP on the Alamo's social pages, so they're equipped over there at the back lot. A beautiful room, a lot of cool seating, big taps, food, drinks, all the good stuff, and you can get dressed up as well. It's Ken Childers from the Ozarks Film Foundry and doing all their great work, Southwest Missouri Film Office as well. A lot of good things coming up. Thanks for dropping in and letting our folks know about it. I know that our listeners love cinema, and we absolutely love what you guys are doing for TV and film in the area because it's booming, man, and we have a great area here for it.
Exactly. And, it's really very, very fantastic to be part of 38 different states that now offer this outside of Hollywood and so forth. Yeah. But in Missouri, we're in the top 5 as far as the most attractive incentive when you stack it up against the other states. So we've got a lot of potential. We've got a lot of fantastic scenery and activity and staff that we can put forward here in Southwest Missouri. We'd love for you to be a part of it. You can volunteer with us too.
OzarksFilmFoundry.org to learn more about this great organization. You can check out their events. You can check out their classes. You can be involved in film, and you don't have to be in Los Angeles, California, because it is alive and well right here in the Ozarks. Ken, thank you so much. The Ozarks Film Foundry. We'll see you soon, and can't wait to hear more about your endeavor up at the Capitol.
Appreciate it, Jimmy, and I sure love hearing the theme song when I'm out and about watching you play live, too. That's a bonus.
You bet. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News, people and places, things to do. Arts News, here on KSMU. Support for Arts News is provided by the Moxie Cinema, currently presenting A Private Life. C-Rod, The President's Cake, and the 2026 Oscar Shorts. Showtimes and ticket information at moxiecinema.com. Crowder College Fine Arts is hosting Metamorphosis, a capstone exhibition for Neosho High School's senior art students. The exhibit features work students have been developing throughout the school year. Neosho art teacher Ella Abbott says the title reflects a shared theme across the class, a coming-of-age moment with references to childhood, growth, and stepping into adulthood. Crowder College art instructor and Longwell Museum director Josh Novak says the museum's partnership with Neosho High School's art department is built around supporting strong, well-executed student work, and he calls the exhibit a new journey for both institutions. Metamorphosis is on view now through March 26th at the Longwell Museum inside the Elsie Plaster Community Center on the Crowder College campus in Neosho. A public reception is set for March 26th from 5 to 7 p.m., and the museum is open weekdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is free. More information at crowder.edu and searching Longwell Museum. And down at the College of the Ozarks, music professor Clara Christian will present a piano recital March 12th in Point Lookout. Christian, a professor of music and coordinator of the piano program, will perform at 7:30 p.m. in Newman Recital Hall inside the Gettinger Music Center. The recital is co-sponsored by the Center for Faithful Arts and the Music Department. The program includes the premiere of a sonata by College of the Ozarks professor of theory and composition, Luke Carlson, along with works by Bach, Liszt, and Chopin. Christian says performing, whether it's new works or works from centuries in the past, is an intense creative process. The recital is free and open to the public. Guests are also invited to stay for refreshments after their performance. More information at cofo.edu and search their community programs. And the First Friday Art Walk is back, presented by the Springfield Regional Arts Council. Various venues will be hosting exhibitions where you can drift around to places like the Hotel Vandervoort, J.L. Long Traders, Park Central Branch Library, Obelisk Home, Brick City Gallery, Gailey's Breakfast Cafe, Forming Art Gallery, and so many more. It's happening tomorrow, March 6th, 5 to 10 p.m. You can find out information at springfieldarts.org or go to their social pages. First Friday Art Walk on Facebook and Art Walk SGF on Instagram. It's the Springfield Regional Arts Council and the First Friday Art Walk happening tomorrow. That's all the time we have for Arts News this week, folks. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next Friday. Peace.
It's Arts News, people and places, things to do. Arts News, here on KSMU. Hey!